Welcome to the Fabulous 50s and Beyond. I'm Jim Pollard, your co-host with my wife, Jeanetta. Our program today consists of information and pictures and stories about Jeanetta's recent mission trip to Poland. You stay tuned and we'll be right back.
And he'd say, go with what you got. Start from where you are. Give it your best shot. Keep reaching for that star. Get in the race, keep your own pace, keep moving and never stop. Just go, go with what you got.
Welcome back. I'm Jim Pollard with my co-host Jeanetta, and today we're going to be talking about Jeanetta's mission trip to Poland. So she's going to do most of the talking today. I'm going to sit here and try to be quiet. Tell us about your trip, honey.
Okay. Can we have the first slide?
There it is.
Oh, okay. Okay, this is the building where we spent most of our time. It is a house, excuse me, a house that has been made into a church. And so it was, and this was also where we stayed. They had fixed up some bedrooms and some rooms where people who, you know, came as missionaries or whatever could stay there. And this is where we stayed. As I said, most of the time that we were there. That's the front of the building. We were in Poland. Now Poland, I had never been to Poland. I guess I never thought a lot about Poland, but it is a country that has been through a lot. They've had, you know, they were under communist rule for a while, and then they've had other problems. And back during the Second World War, they had problems with Hitler in Germany. So they're, I'm sure, a diligent people. They have just kept on keeping on. And there's a couple that live near here who have taken on Poland as their mission in life, that this is what God has called them to do, is to take the Word of God to Poland. And their names are Beata and Tom Baker. And they are in charge of these mission trips. And so I talked to them before I went on the mission trip and, you know, went through some things with them. And they're not only doing this last year, and they've done it for several years, they're also going to be doing it next year, and they will be looking for workers to help them. We, the next picture. Okay, now this is people, young people, that have come to help decorate the church for Vacation Bible School. This is the reason we went over there. We went over there to have Vacation Bible School for the kids, but we also had training for those who live there so that they can do their own Vacation Bible School, and if not next year, then the year after that. And they actually had 4 different groups going to 4 different churches and cities in Poland. These young people are people that had come to help us decorate. Our group had been here before, not the same group, but part of Tom and Beata's had been here before, and they had contacts here, and so they had let them know what date we would be here, in. And we got in here on Saturday afternoon. When we got here, the ladies from the church had already cooked our dinner. They had dinner ready for us. And then on Sunday afternoon, well, Sunday morning we went to worship services with them. This was the room where they had their worship service, where they're working now. But on Sunday afternoon, these young people came to help us decorate the church. And we were so impressed with those young people. They were probably from 15, I'd say, to 25. I'm just guessing their ages, but they were young people. They came and worked like 3 or 4 hours decorating the church. And we were impressed because they don't have a car like our young people do. You know, in the United States, when you turn 16, they think you automatically get a car. But now these young people came, either they had to walk to get there, or they had to ride the city transportation. So this is, and as I said, they were so dedicated and so good to help us get started. Now the next picture that we're going to see is this is our English class. Now one of the things that we did was we taught English to the young children. And the reason why we do this is because the parents want their children to learn English, and they will come near letting them come to the Vacation Bible Schools if they think they're going to learn English as well as, you know, Bible stories and things. And they do teach English in Poland in the schools. And for, I think they start school at 7 over there. I think that's what they told me. And they will be learning English. Some of them already know quite a bit of English. But anyway, we did teach them English. This was one of our classes that we had.
Tell them about the kid that knew English pretty proficiently.
Oh yes, there was one little boy, he just seemed, we thought he was so smart, or else we were doing such a good job of teaching, we weren't sure which. But he was, he knew the answers to the questions that we asked. He could understand everything that we were saying. But the truth finally came out that he was from Chicago. So we kind of got a kick out of that. Yeah. That we thought that he was, you know, he was over there just getting educated, and he was really smart. And he was smart, but anyway, he was from the United States. So the next picture is actually of the kids when they're coming in and on Monday morning to register for Vacation Bible School. You can tell that we had a lot of kids just the first day. And so this is the first step, and then the next one was that for each person, that was having a class, they had an interpreter, and the girl sitting in the chair, her name is Sylvia, and she was our interpreter. She would tell the children what we were saying. And the other woman standing beside her is Lee Ann. Lee Ann and her husband, Gil, and came and brought their 3 children to help in Vacation Bible School. They had worked with Tom and them before. They worked with them last year at another church. And what I was so impressed about that couple is they have 3 children. Well, I'll show you their pictures in a few minutes. But they brought these kids and took them on they already taken them on at least 2 mission trips. They took them on one last year and one this year. Now, they were not actually from this area, as most of the people were. They're from around Lexington. And I'm not sure how that they got in with Tom, but they did, and for 2 years they have come and brought their children. And this is what parents need to do. They need to train up a child. The Bible says to train up a child in the way he should go, and when he's old, he will not depart from it. So they bring their children. All 3 of them help. All 3 of the children helped. The little boy got a lot of teasing because he didn't eat anything hardly except peanut butter, and thankfully we brought some peanut butter, but he was not one to try the Polish foods. And after that, this was a picture of the kids coming in, getting ready for Vacation Bible School. You see the little girl there in the front. She wasn't too happy about coming at first, but then I think later on they gave her a balloon, and that made her kind of happy. So Tom is out there standing. You can see him on the right-hand side, the white-haired man. Tom began this ministry many years ago. He actually began going to Poland on a mission trip just like I went on. He was going to a church in Nashville, Tennessee, and they were going on a mission trip to Poland. And they asked Tom if he would pray about going with them. Well, he did, and he just felt like that's what the Lord wanted him to do. So he has been going over there for years on mission trips. And on one of his mission trips while he was there, he actually met the woman who would later become his wife. and she was raised Polish, and of course she speaks fluent Polish. And as a matter of fact, they're going to begin to have some classes where they're going to teach Polish. I believe that they will be in Murray. I'm going to put up Tom's website after a while, or his phone number, and you'll be able to contact them if you're interested in going on a mission trip, because as I said, they are looking for people for next year. And also, you know, you can learn more about their ministry. But anyway, so he kept coming over here, and then I think he actually lived over there for a while in Poland. And now then they operate out of Murray. They continue to have mission trips each and every year going back to Poland. And each group goes to a different city to minister in a different church. And some of them went to churches where there had not been anybody yet, any Americans yet. And but we went to, as I said, we went to the church that they had been to before, and they really did know a lot already. And I know that pretty soon they'll be able to do their own vacation Bible school, which is our goal, is to teach them about doing their own so that they know how to do it. Okay? This is the pastor of the church, Pastor Uric. And their house is right behind the house that the church is in. And he is a very dynamic person. He's one who gets out and he shakes people's hands and he talks to them, and he loves the kids, and they love him too. He told us a story about this man who came and brought his 7 kids. This man had adopted 7 kids, and he had started taking them to church somewhere. He wanted to get them in church, and he had already taken them to 3 different churches, and they weren't welcomed. So he brought them to our vacation Bible school, and he told Brother Uric that after they had been there 2 or 3 days, he said, "I think I have found a church where my children can go and be welcomed and loved." And so that was just a great, I don't know what the word is. I mean, it's a great thing for us to hear, to know that we had given him a place where his kids could be loved. And of course, that is what it's all about, is teaching them about Jesus, how much Jesus loved them. And we make it fun. The kids, they have a lot of fun. They had water balloon fights, and they had, you know, other kind of ball. And another thing that happened was the place where they play is actually fenced in. And Beata went out one night and she saw this little girl standing on the other side of the fence. And she asked her, she said, "Would you like to come in?" And she said, "Oh, yes." And she says, "Well, you will have to go and talk to your mother." She said, "That's okay." She said, "I've already talked to my mom," and she said, "It's okay." So she came in and she played, and she just had a good time. And on Friday night, which was family night, she came and brought her family to church, and they had never been to this church before. So that was something. And I think we're about out of time. And
yeah, we'll take a break here now, and then we'll be back, and we'll talk some more about Poland and the ministry there. So you stay tuned, and we'll be right back.
Someday, I'll be a ballerina, just like them. And this will be my stage, where I twirl and float and swirl, for all the people looking at me. Someday, this won't just be my wish. someday I won't be sick.
Welcome back to the Fabulous 50s and Beyond. I'm Jim Pollard, co-host with my wife, Jeanetta. Today we're talking about Jeanetta's mission trip to Poland this past year and some of the exciting things that went on there. And it's always interesting to know, to learn about cultures and learn about other cultures throughout the world. Well, before we get into that, let me remind you of our website, which is www.thefabulousfifties.net. And if you go there, we try to keep you posted with some of our shows. Also, some interesting articles there about dealing with seniors, and we try to bring you up to date with some of the books that are there. We've got a new book listed there now about how to care for elderly, those who have cared for you, and different things there. But we encourage you to visit our website, thefabulousfifties.net, and we try to keep it updated now with a lot of interesting things. So we just encourage you to do that. But as we think about our show here today and the mission trip to Poland, Jeanetta's got more pictures for us, and they're going to be talking to us more about it. I know that she enjoyed it, had a great time there. It was a little difficult to get in touch with her, though, in Poland. Not as easy there as it was in France, but we were able to stay in touch. Went about 5 days without being in touch, though, I think it was. So, but she's got some more pictures and some more things she's going to share with us. Go ahead, honey.
Okay. There was a gentleman who came every day, and he brought like a bus. He brought 20 kids to Vacation Bible School every day. And I think he's in one of the next pictures that we're going to see. No, he isn't in this picture. Okay. But anyway, he picked up 20 kids and brought them to Vacation Bible School, and they would stay, and then he would take them home. And one day he came around, he wanted to know all of our names and everything, and we gave them to him. And when it was like the end of Vacation Bible School, he came and brought each one of us a certificate with our name on it. I'm not quite sure what it says, but I know that it was good, that what he did. That was really neat. And just him coming and bringing those kids was great for them, and it was great for us too. As I said, you know, we tried to make it fun for the kids, because kids love doing fun things, and reading even can be, you know, fun when you're doing it. They had crafts for the kids. They had, of course, we had refreshments for them. And the drinks were a little bit different over there to me. I guess it was kind of more like Kool-Aid. I'm not sure exactly. But mostly everything the food was great. And as I said, they really took care of us. The women in the church fixed all of our meals. They fixed us breakfast, they fixed us lunch and dinner. And one night we had a pizza party for all the young people, and we had a good turnout for that. So,
but I know some of the activities. One of them that I know that you talked about was the monkey.
That was fascinating. What they had on the set. Go ahead. We're going to put up the set in just a minute. This is a group that we actually went to visit. Now this is our group. Over on the left-hand side, you'll see those 3 kids I talked about that it came to help with Vacation Bible School. That's their mother, not the one on the end, but the second one in is their mother. And then there were three kids, 2 boys and 1 girl. And one of the girls they had adopted actually from Korea. And then their father was behind them in that picture. But we went up in the mountains. This was on Saturday before we left to come home on Monday. This group up there was going to have a Vacation Bible School the next week. And so they wanted us to go up there and meet them, and also they needed to take some literature and things to them. So we had a good time going up there. It was beautiful up there. And part of this, as I said, these were people who lived there who were having their own Vacation Bible School the next week.
One thing about going there and doing it, I know that we've been on mission trips before to different places, and they encourage you when you go to do a mission trip to take all of your own supplies and take extra supplies, and then whatever is left over you actually leave in the country because they have a hard time getting it. And I know you told me, and one of the things that they were excited about getting was peanut butter. So they encouraged everybody to take an extra jar of peanut butter to leave it, because peanut butter is very short supply and very expensive over there.
It's expensive, yes, it is. Yeah, that was, you know, they had asked us to bring some peanut butter along with other things, and we took everything that we needed to do Vacation Bible School with us. We took it to, we took crayons, colors, glue, scissors, anything that we would have needed here to do Vacation Bible School. Each one of us took an extra bag, in which, you know, nowadays they charge you for every bag. But we took a bag, each one of us took an extra bag, and we had all the things that we needed to do Vacation Bible School in those bags. And of course we left it, so we came home lighter weight than we did when we went over there. But that was, like I say, that was lots of fun. And the kids, they just loved it. And one of the little girls, the three I talked about, they came to Vacation Bible School and worked, and the little girl didn't want to come. I mean, she's not little, she's a teenager, but she did not want to come. But it turned out that she just loved him, and the kids loved her, and they were always hugging on her and calling her Cindy, Cindy, and we heard this a lot. So she was thrilled that she came, and as I said, she was. The kids just loved her, and she loved them back, and it was just lots of fun.
Well, I think a lot of parents do not realize the experience that teenagers have when they go and do mission trips like this. It can be life-changing experiences when they do it. You know, a lot of things like that when they're involved in mission trips and seeing people, all the cultures, how they live in relationship to how we live here in America.
Yes, it's true. And I think it changes a child's life as well as an adult's when you go to another country and they don't have all the things that we do. I know I was talking to one of the gentlemen who went on one of the other trips to another town, and he said that they stayed at their pastor's house. And he said that they didn't have, you know, a lot of the things that we would consider necessities, but they were wonderful anyway. And it's not what you have, it's what you do with what you have, and all the things like this that really matter. So it was just so much fun. And if you've never been out of the country, it's different learning different languages, and we didn't learn that much, but we had a few words that we knew, and just their food. And I don't think their food was that different, really. It was good. Everything was good. I don't think they eat as many desserts as we do, which is a good thing for them.
Yeah, but what was the big dessert that everybody goes crazy over?
Ice cream, yes. Lodi, they called it. Yes, our people thought that was the most wonderful ice cream in the world. And every time we'd go out anywhere, we had to go get some ice cream. Of course, it was, you know, the ice cream shops, the Lodi shops were all around, and it wasn't hard to get. But I suspect some of them gained some weight.
Now, we have some more pictures, right?
I think just one, maybe. Now, this is actually the Vacation Bible School group made from the back. And the decorations were, is what our group had made and put up there. And the thing was that they had a Bible verse that you were supposed to learn every day. And they did ask them to talk in English as much as they could, you know, but some of them didn't know much English, but some of them did know a lot. Well, anyway, we had this little monkey that someone had given to me to take over there. And they put him at a different place on the display every day, and the kids had to look for him. Well, on Friday night, which was family night, and the church was packed, I'm telling you, on Friday night with all the kids and their parents and everything. And some of these people don't go to church, you know, so it was a thrill to see them there. And hopefully they'll be coming back, you know. But anyway, we had this little monkey, and the kids just loved the monkey. Well, they told them that the person who learned the Bible verses for every day would get the little monkey to take home with him. Well, this little boy came up and he said all the 5 verses, and he said it in English. So that meant a lot too. And when they gave him that monkey for him to keep, and it was just a little monkey about that big. It wasn't any big deal to us. He grabbed the man who was talking to him. He had a microphone, and that little boy grabbed that microphone and he yelled, "Monkey in the chimney!" Because that's where he had seen him that day, and he was so thrilled just to get that little bitty monkey. And of course, all the kids, they just loved it too. It was, as I said, it was so much fun. And just seeing the kids laughing and playing and getting along is a wonderful thing.
They were pretty good artists to design that set like they did.
They were.
It's a nice set, and it looks good the way that they had designed it and everything. Well, are you going back to another mission trip?
Oh, sure, yes.
I think I knew the answer to that question, but she loves going on these mission trips and doing the work because there's a lot to be done, and we're glad that she was able to go this year and looking forward. She's trying to figure out where she wants to go next year out. It's kind of the way we do it every other year around the house right now. So we're talking about what we're going to do this next year, and it's exciting. But again, we just want to thank you for being watching our show today and learning about the Poland mission trip. A lot of things there, and we always try to have a program that encourages you or inspires you. And a lot of people say, "Man, I'd love to go on a mission trip, but I don't know what I could do." Well, let me tell you, there's a lot you can do. So it's important that you realize that you can be part of a mission trip, regardless of what your talents are. You've got a talent that can be used. And so, Jeanetta, I'm glad you told us about your mission trip today. I'm sure that others out there enjoyed it also. And we want to remind you to watch our show every week. We'll be back next week. Remember our website, thefabulousfifties.net. And we want to encourage you to be back with us next week as we'll have another show. And remember our motto, use it or lose it.
Can't see as well as I used to. Can't run as far or as fast. Sometimes I think that the old me is becoming